Hello and welcome to a presentation from Creating the Difference. Creating the Difference was a company that was started in 2015 by Ronald Hicklin and Ali Strader. It's an educational company that offers bowling products and services. Creating the Difference is officially registered with the PBA and has Ryan Simonelli on its pro staff. Has 2,200 worldwide staffers, has sanding products that are called TrueCut, has a branded polish with turtle wax, and the website is ctdbowling.com. Today we're going to talk about understanding bowling ball surface. My name is Ronald Hicklin, CEO from Creating the Difference. I'm a mechanical engineer. I've got a degree from Purdue University. I'm a certified silver level coach. I've got a patent on a bowling ball restoration system. I'm a former bowling ball designer for all four brands at Ebonite International, as well as a former head coach for the Virgin Islands Federation bowling team and a competitive bowler. We're going to start by talking about the four types of ball motion, the four factors of bowling ball performance, lane shine, understanding sanding grit and surface grit, bowling ball surface and performance, advanced surfacing methods, arsenal building, and then a wrap up. Now we'll switch gears and talk a little bit about the four factors of bowling ball performance. The four factors of bowling ball performance are a way to classify all of the most important attributes that give you hook. So, cover stock, surface, core, layout. And we actually took a measurement of total hook to kind of figure out which one of these has the most impact and how much impact does it actually have. So here we're going to show you a little video and it's going to give you a comparison of just cover stocks. So we have a polyester cover stock and a reactive cover stock. They have the same core, they have the same layout, they have the same finish, they're thrown by a robot, and they're all thrown in the same environment.
When comparing polyester and reactive cover stocks, we're able to use Specto to track how big of a difference these two types of cover stocks give us. And these bowling balls were thrown at the same surface of 5,000 grit, have the same core, and the only difference is they have different cover stocks. So how big of a difference do we have between a reactive bowling ball and polyester bowling ball at the same surface with the same core? The reactive bowling ball in this test outperformed the polyester bowling ball by 11.5 boards.
So now we'll actually go and look at surface. Here we've got two different surfaces. We've got TrueCut 500 grit versus TrueCut 5500 grit polish. So it's the maximum amount of difference between the two types of surfaces. And we're going to use the same core. We're going to have the same layout. We're going to have the same cover stock thrown by a robot in the same environment. So the only variable here is the surface. First, we're going to watch both balls go down the lane. Obviously, they don't look the same. They hook different amounts. And then what we'll do is we'll actually take and look at the data to see what the data says, how much different there actually was between these two bowling balls. The data shows that there's 13.4 boards of difference between the 500 grit TrueCut sanded bowling ball and the 5500 grit polished TrueCut bowling ball. Next, we'll take a look at core. So this is a really good example because what we have is an asymmetrical shape versus a symmetrical shape, and the difference is created by the layout. So these balls have the same finish, they have the same cover stock in the same environment, and this actually came from Track's YouTube channel. You can see the numbers that we've got here for the ball. The asymmetrical ball had an RG of 2.492, the differential was 0.052, and the intermediate differential was 0.027. Whereas a symmetrical ball was 2.49, the differential was 0.041, and the intermediate differential was 1. Let's watch these balls go down the lane. You'll want to watch where the balls not only finish, but where they start at. You'll see the balls start out in two different spots. One is over the fourth arrow, and one is in between the second and third arrow, and they end up in relatively close positions at the end. But nonetheless, that creates some ball difference. And there actually was 8 boards of difference between those two bowling balls. Now we'll take a look at layout. So we've got a 1.5-inch pen and a 3.5-inch pen to PAP. Same core, same surface, same cover stock, same environment, and this video is available on Storm's YouTube channel. You can see how the balls actually spin as they went down the lane. You'll watch the balls go down the lane, and then we do the same thing. We'll collect the measurement to see how much difference the layout actually was able to produce for these two layouts. It ended up being about 1 board. Now we'll take a look at a graph from the USBC ball motion study. And what's most important here is to notice that of the variables that are listed here, the two that are the most important are surface RA and then surface RS, which are both a function of the cover stock finish. Those had the biggest difference on the whole chart. And the most interesting thing is that there's a massive difference here between the surface variables and the first core variable, which is RG. As a matter of fact, there's a 520 point difference, which is more than half of the scale that's shown here. The difference between having the surface RA measurement, which is a cover stock measurement, versus the RG, which is a core measurement, which just really just says that the surface is a very, very important aspect of ball motion. As a matter of fact, it's more important than anything else in that was done in this study. So when you look at the data would tell you that the surface is the most important aspect of ball motion, followed by the cover stock, followed by the core, and then finally layout. You could actually use this information to create some percentages to see how much influence each has. When you look at the percentages, it says that between 53 and 60% of the bowling ball's total performance comes from the surface, 24 to 28% comes from the cover stock type, 10 to 16% comes from the core, and 2 to 7% comes from the layout. So what this really means is that understanding this and understanding what actually has an influence tells you that there's a lot that can be done to a bowling ball if you have the right surface on it, or if you need to change the ball motion, you can change the ball motion a lot with having the ability to change the surface. If you have more questions or need more information, make sure you check us out at ctdbowling.com. Ronald Hicklin, CEO from Creating a Difference. Have a great day.